Hello, everybody. It's time to put my money where my mouth is, isn't it? It's that time of the year again. Formula One Fantasy is back. Hello, Jamie. Straight in the chat. Straight in there, Jamie. Were you there before I was? Probably. I am a minute late. So, we're going to do a Formula One Fantasy League between us. I feel like it's been something that I don't know why we haven't done on the channel before. It seems like really weird. I did Formula One Fantasy a bit last year. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not a Formula One fantasy mad lad. I did a tiny little bit. I was actually late starting and didn't finish. It was just one of those things, right? It was one of those things. I tried my hand at Formula One fantasy, just didn't quite click with it. But this year is going to be my year. And this year is going to be my year because I'm going to get you guys to make sure that I remember to do it before every single Grand Prix. We're going to build our teams together sort of in the Friday fun streams, but we need to get our fantasy locked in early this year. And also, I need to back through the rules because apparently loads of the rules have changed for Formula One Fantasy. So let's kind of delve into it straight away together. We'll learn how to play a little bit, and then we're going to pick our team. So you get 5 drivers, 2 constructors by the looks of things. Let's delve into it, though. So this is what the Formula One Fantasy website looks like if you want to get involved, and we are going to have a not applicable league, and there are going to be some prizes for people along the course of the season. I feel like summer break is a good stopping point for us to maybe have some prizes delivered over the summer, and then of course at the end of the season we'll have some winners and losers to crown at the end of the year. I feel like you're not just gonna get you're not just gonna get a prize for winning the whole thing. We'll have some prizes for other little bits and pieces, maybe the best week, maybe the best, not sure what else there could be. Other things we will give prizes for over the course of the year. But let's kind of delve into it. So it's completely free to play. If you want to get involved, it's completely free to play, and we're all going to be playing together. So we'll be quite competitive. You simply just have to log in. You do have to have a Formula One account. But I feel like if you're a Formula One fan, you haven't got a Formula One account for the official Formula One website, you're maybe missing out a little bit because they do have some quite good content on there. And it's like £19 a year or something for the access to all the other stuff. So totally not here to beat my friends at Formula One Fantasy. If you're looking for Formula One Fantasy tips, I am not your man. Although I have been in contact with a guy who is very, very good at Formula One Fantasy, and I'm hoping to get him on the channel at some point when we do one of these streams later on down the year, maybe, to give us some tips and tricks after we've kind of had a few races, kind of had a few rounds, and we know a little bit more about where the teams are going to be. So it's completely free to play. You create up to 3 teams. So each team consists of 5 drivers and 2 constructors. Stay within the cost cap, though, of $100 million. So I imagine Max Verstappen is going to be pretty pricey. Your likes of Alex Albon, Logan Sargent, maybe not so much. And we're going to have to try and build a team. We need 7 things there within $100 million budget. So that's going to be pretty tough to get 7 different items inside of our $100 million budget. Obviously, you get to give your team a name and then log in using your credentials and making sure that we get there. I hope there's a prize for the loser, as I think I'll be down there. We'll definitely have a prize for the loser who is most active, right? Because we can't just have a prize for the loser for someone who doesn't get involved and just leaves their team over the course of the entire season. You've still got to be involved. You've got to take part, I think is the thing. Number 3, DRS boost. Choose which driver will score double points. Pick one driver in your team to receive a DRS boost. Any driver in your team can receive the DRS boost, which will double their score for that Grand Prix. So that's the Max Verstappen button, if ever I have seen it, right? That is okay, Max Verstappen is looking like he's probably going to win this Grand Prix. Let's give him a DRS boost. I imagine last year that was just solely Max Verstappen every single weekend. A bit like Haaland in FPL Fantasy, which I don't really play either as well, but I know that Erling Haaland is definitely who you'd captain. This is kind of like your captain. You're giving an extra boost of points to yourself by DRS boosting one player. Chips, which are new. The team constantly bring upgrades to their cars, and chips can help power up your team too. Each chip will suit a different situation throughout the season, whether it's helping you with wholesale changes to your lineup or giving one driver a 3 times score multiplier. So that is like your like super DRS. These 6 chips available, but each one can only be used once during the season, and you can only use once per race. So choose carefully. For more information about the different chips available. Okay, so they're quite good, right? So chips we want to play when we've got races we know are going to be maybe a little bit boring. So for instance, if Charles Leclerc is looking super good in qualifying again, maybe, you go for like somewhere, I was going to say Monaco, but Monaco is cursed for Charles Leclerc. I was going to say, like, someone, if they're looking really good in qualifying and they qualify pole position on Monaco, maybe that's a good time to get your like triple scoring, because they're basically guaranteed a win if they can qualify well on the Saturday. Because on the Sunday, unless it absolutely downpours again, which is very unlikely, you're probably going to get some triple scores in there. And also, I imagine there's like a little bit of a wild card where you can change up everything for a week or that kind of thing. Transfers. This is also very important. Fine-tune your lineup for each race weekend with transfers. You have 2 transfers ahead of every race for each team that you manage. If you make more than 2 transfers, each additional transfer will cost you 4 penalty points, and 1 unused transfer will carry over to the next race. So you can kind of have, so you could either have like 1 transfer 1 week or 2 transfers, but then if you do roll it over, you then get 3 transfers for the next week. So that might be quite a useful thing to do early on in the season when we're kind of still learning a little bit about where these teams are going to be. So you might want to hold back a transfer in like the first week, possibly. And then leagues. Formula One Fantasy is more than just fun. It is competitive. It is everything to me right now. And your friends and family can compete to win global league and mini leagues throughout the season. Join or create a public or private league to invite your friends and join in your league. In the settings, there is a link so you can easily share the access code via email or social media. That's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be having our own league over the course of the season. So that's a quick little rundown. I like it. I think I get it. Shall we try and build a team? I feel like we should. Do we need to know the game rules? We've kind of just known how to play. I think we'll be all right. Let's build a team, shall we? Oh, there was literally a little summary there. Prizes. Oh, yeah. What are the prizes? What can we win from this? First place, 2 times Formula One experiences from the Champions Club passes to a 2024 Grand Prix. Hello. That is a well worth prize. Okay. 2 grandstand tickets to a Formula One Grand Prix. Also very, very good. Second place. Third place. Right. So if you come third out of the millions of people that are going to be playing Fantasy Formula One, right? There are going to be literally millions of people playing Fantasy Formula One. You come third out of all of those people, you get 1 year of Formula One TV, which is £19.99. Wow. You'd be so gutted. Imagine you came third by like a couple of points. You'd be heartbroken. 2 grandstand tickets to a Grand Prix. That's like 400-500 quid per ticket. You're looking at like £1,000 with that. First place, you're looking at like 3 or 4 grand's worth of tickets. Third place, 20 quid, mate. It is 20 quid. I was going to give away a prize better than that for my league. And oh, dear. Maybe I'll just give that as the top prize. 1 year of Formula One TV. Because apparently that is upper echelon all the way to the bank. What you need in your life. Anyway, that is absolute madness. Shall we pick a team? We've got 4 days and 19 hours. I'm not sure it's going to take us that long. But we'll try our best, shall we? We'll try our best to build a team together. I'm going to need your help in the comments as well. I'm going to need a little bit of guidance, because I'm assuming that Max Verstappen is just a cheat code and everybody has to have Max Verstappen in there. But he's pricey. He's very, very pricey. And on top of that, I feel like everybody is going to have Max Verstappen. So maybe if you don't go for Max Verstappen and you kind of go a little bit left field with it, and Max Verstappen DNFs, then everybody else is going to lose out on those points because everybody's going to have Max Verstappen. And I'm going to be the one person in the world that doesn't have Max Verstappen and is then going to go on to win this and get myself those tickets. Or Max Verstappen is going to come out of the blocks again this season, win everything again, and I'm going to look very, very silly. Both of those things are at play here. Both of those things could definitely happen. I feel like for now, you put Max Verstappen in, and then we kind of see what else is going on. Let's have a look at the prices of some other drivers, though, shall we? Because it's gonna get competitive. It's gonna get competitive. Lewis Hamilton in there, 23.7 mil. He's actually more expensive than Charles Leclerc. And Charles Leclerc is picked by a lot more people. Nearly 50% of people have picked Charles Leclerc. Nearly 60% of people have picked Max Verstappen. So does that mean people are doubling up on Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc? That's half your budget if you've done that. If you've doubled up on Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc. Wow. That's double the budget, and I'm not sure I want to spend double my budget on that. George Russell is an interesting shout. I like George Russell. Mr. Consistency last year. And he's a little bit cheaper. It's just a little bit cheaper there. 18.6 mil. I could see that. Sergio Perez, I quite like at 18 mil as well. Considering Max Verstappen is nearly 10 mil more than that. 18 million on Sergio Perez doesn't seem like that bad a deal. Should I zoom in a little bit? No. Carlos Sainz, 17.2 mil. Wow, people really down on Carlos Sainz, but lots of people have picked him. Clearly, these picked percentages are a little bit kind of to do with price and faith, right? Because I believe that Lewis Hamilton over the course of the season's probably going to do a little bit better than George Russell, Sergio Perez. But that extra 5 mil that you're spending on Lewis Hamilton does make him just maybe a little bit out of people's price range. Lando Norris, 11.2 mil. Wow, people have faith in McLaren. Okay, I'm not sure I do. Esteban Ocon. Okay, Fernando Alonso, 68%. He was going to be my next pick as well. I feel like I'm going for the obvious picks right now. This one was 57%. Fernando Alonso, 68% of people. But for 8.3 mil, you've got to have him in there because Aston Martin are looking spicy. Then it's 50-50 for me. I was gonna have one of the Alpine boys. Esteban Ocon a little bit more expensive, so maybe Pierre Gasly because he's 8.1 mil. Let's keep scrolling down though. Valtteri Bottas only 7.8 mil. Lance Stroll 7.5 mil. Will miss out on the first few game weeks, I'd imagine, because he's broken both of his wrists. But maybe a little shout for Lance Stroll moving into the later part of the season. If Aston Martin are looking pretty spicy, I feel like he could be like an early transfer in for us. Oscar Piastri, people have gone for Oscar Piastri. I'm not feeling either of the McLaren boys. I feel like, especially early in the season, give them a wide berth to begin with, and then maybe come back to him a little bit later on down the line. Kevin Magnussen's not a bad pick for Haas. 22% of people, 6.7 mil. I quite like Kevin Magnussen in there. Alex Albon, 13% of people, 5.5 mil. Wow, Nick De Vries, 5 mil, 28%. Again, I was going to steer clear of AlphaTauri. I quite like Joe, though. I do quite like Joe Guan Yu. I was going to go for either Joe or Bottas. I was going to try and get an Alfa Romeo boy in there. Bottas, 7.8 mil. Joe, 4.9 mil. That does seem like a little bit of a saving that you could get on Joe. And I feel like Joe is going to have a good season. Nico Hulkenberg, super cheap. 4.3 mil. Logan Sargent at the bottom, 4 mil. I can kind of understand that. It seems like a bit of a weird one. Let's have a look at the constructors, actually. Because what can I spend? I've got 64.8 mil. I think these two are guaranteed in my team. They were the first two that came to mind when I was cycling home today and I was thinking, I've got to build a fantasy team later. Who are the 2 drivers or 3 drivers that I think are going to do the best? These 2 are the guys to come to mind. Do I hedge my bets a little bit? So because I've gone Verstappen, do I then go Ferrari? To kind of hedge my bets a little bit. To give myself that leeway. If Ferrari do have a really good race, then Max Verstappen doesn't, at least I've got Ferrari. Or do I go all in and just go Red Bull Racing? Only gives me 37 mil to play with, but I feel like they're probably going to win the Constructors' Championship over the course of the season. Tricky. Surely Aston Martin have been picked by everybody. Yep. Okay. I mean, that does make sense. McLaren's still being picked by, I mean, for 6.7 mil, I feel like I could just get a full Aston Martin team. Maybe because they did the prices. No, this has only been released today. So surely they did the prices after seeing testing, and they saw that the Aston Martins were absolutely electric. And also, I was sort of saying before the season started that I feel like Aston Martin with Fernando Alonso is a big upgrade, and I could see them doing really, really well. You know what? I might go Ferrari and Aston. I might go Ferrari and Aston Martin as my two constructors. Because do I want Mercedes? Mercedes seems like a big gamble. Alpine, I do quite like Alpine. I feel like both of their drivers are very good. I'd rather go Alpine than McLaren right this minute in time. AlphaTauri, no. Alfa Romeo's not a terrible shout. If I want to try and get another big driver in, as opposed to a big team, I don't mind Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo seem like they could work. Haas also pretty good, pretty cheap. 5.3 mil. Interesting. I do want to... Okay. Let's think. Okay. Who is going to come second in the championship? Probably Leclerc. So let's say I go for this one, right? Say I go Leclerc as my third driver in there. Going rogue, just picking my faves. I'm feeling like that's kind of also a vibe. But my favourite drivers drive for McLaren. And that's not a thing. And they're not going to be anywhere near anything towards the beginning of the season. But I like it, Jamie. I like it. Go with your heart, not your head. I'm going to go with my head just for this first one, I think. I wonder what happens if you do autofill. Should I just see? Bottas, Perez, Williams. No. No. But maybe Bottas. I do quite like Bottas in there. I feel like we should spread the love around a little bit. Verstappen is only good because his car is tailor-made for him. Well, yeah, but right now I need the points, mate. So Verstappen's going in because he's guaranteed to get me a little bit of something. Maybe, do we go big? Double big. Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc. That is double big. But then we kind of have to go low a little bit. Pierre? Maybe a little cheeky Pierre? Don't you get points for both drivers with the teams? So I think at least one top team is a good choice. Yeah, exactly. I think one top team is a good choice. I like Aston Martin, though. And then in terms of the constructors, I'm kind of thinking one of these big boys. Can I squeeze in a Red Bull? No, not really at this moment in time. So if I do go Charles Leclerc, I can't also squeeze in Red Bull. Could I squeeze in a Ferrari? Yeah, and then maybe a Joe? I could squeeze in a Ferrari and a Joe. I think I've just gone for Pierre because I like him, though. I don't know how confident I am with Pierre moving forward. I do like VB. Do I like VB more than anybody else in here? I like K-Mag, you know. I like Joe. Okay, I'm either going to go Bottas and then maybe... If I did go Pierre... that locks me out of all those top ones. Man. Okay, so I can't go Pierre. And I can't really go Leclerc, can I? I can't really hedge my bets with Leclerc. I can now see why this is difficult. Maybe I don't go Leclerc, but I go Ferrari. So I'm hedging my Ferrari bets kind of that way. I'm going, okay, maybe if Leclerc doesn't quite show up, at least Ferrari will have a good car, which I feel like will be true. Haven't got any Mercedes in there at the moment, though. No Mercedes whatsoever. So then do I go like a George Russell and then Pierre? Gives me 1.5 mil to play with in the future. But that's not a lot to play with in the future, is it? But I feel like, is there anything better that I could do there? Is there any really obvious drivers I've missed out on? Logan Sargent, bless him. I really love him, but I don't think he's going to get that many points. Nico Hulkenberg, I do quite like Haas. I feel like if I could squidge in a Haas driver, but then I'd have to take out Fernando Alonso, and I feel like that is silly. Or I change like Valtteri for a Haas driver. Do I think Alfa Romeo or Haas are going to have a better opening race? Oh, it's close in my head. No, I trust in Valtteri. I trust in Valtteri. There's something about him. There's something about the opening races of the season. You think of Valtteri Bottas like winning the opening Grand Prix when he was at Mercedes quite often as well. Formula Racing 2022, you've done yours, but please tell me. Tell me who you went for. I need some guidance. I need some help. I need some direction. Because either I go with this, or I have to try and get a Ferrari driver in and take out the Ferrari team, but then go kind of lower in terms of my driver estimations. Max Fernando, yep, like it. Checo Charles Pierre. Whoa. Aston Alpine. He didn't go for any of the big teams. Is that the play? How do the points work? Should I open this? Probably. Oh dear. I've broken it. How do the points work? Points. Scoring. Okay. Drivers qualifying result. No time set disqualified. Drivers. Constructors. Constructors will score a combined total of their two drivers in qualifying as listed above. Constructors will also score points for achieving one of the following. A driver reaches Q2. Both drivers reach Q2. One driver reaches Q3. Both drivers reach Q3. Oh, no. So maybe Aston Martin isn't the play. Because I don't think Lance Stroll's qualifying is going to... Well, at least I don't think... Oh, no. I should have read that, shouldn't I? So Aston Martin is not the play for the constructors then. Which does mean I need... Alfa Romeo? Maybe? Because I think both drivers at Alfa Romeo have the ability to reach Q3. Right? So, no, you definitely have to have a big team. Because you have to have a big team to get this constructors double points here. You have to have a big team for this 10 points. And then you kind of gamble on the second team for qualifying as well. So I feel like that's a good gamble. Ferrari, I trust Charles Leclerc. He's the fastest qualifier out there. And then Carlos Sainz. Hello, that mad turkey, mate. Hello, Formula One lovers. Hello, mate. You're right. I feel like Alfa Romeo. Or do I go Alpine? I quite like Alpine in terms of their qualifying. Saying that, Esteban Ocon wasn't the best qualifier last year. Esteban Ocon was not the best qualifier last year. Fernando Alonso generally put the Alpine into Q3. Ocon would be either Q3 or Q2, like, depending. So maybe Alfa Romeo is the play. Joe, though. Do I believe in Joe that much? I do love him. I do love Joe, but do I believe in him that much? Not sure. Not sure how that's going to work out, though. I've gone for my teams, both Red Bull and Ferrari. I feel like that's a great shout for having both teams go big. What about race results? Constructors will score a combined total of their two drivers in the race as listed above. With the exception of driver of the day bonus, constructors will also score points for the following. Oh, so hang on. What's the point in going big in the drivers? Oh, because you get a combined score of your drivers plus the driver's bonus. Ah, okay. Fastest pit stop. Oh, then we have to have... Oh, no, Ferrari. We have to have Red Bull for fastest pit stop. Fastest pit stop's Red Bull all day, every day, right? Team management, exceeding the transfer, creating a team. Mate, I should have known this. I only go with one team. Switch Russell with Perez. You can have both Alpha drivers. I mean, I don't want both Alpha drivers. Do I? Because I could go... no, because I got rid of Aston. Do I trust Stroll? Oh, wait, my camera's died. Good, good. Hang on. Verstappen, Hamilton, Norris, De Vries, Sargent, Ferrari, Aston. Maybe I do go for Aston, but I just don't believe in. I don't believe in Stroll in qualifying. In the race, yes. Drivers, fastest lap also gets you 10 points. Okay, okay. Race result, disqualified, DNF or not classified, gets you minus 20. God, if this Ferrari engine blows up on me, I'm going to be absolutely livid. I can have Aston and Red Bull. I could have Aston and Red Bull. But then who? 15 mil. I'm out of the Russell zone. Fernando's already in there. Do I double up on Esteban? Double up on Alpine? But then I haven't got the Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Constructors is way more important than the rest. I'm almost debating going like Red Bull, Ferrari, because you get the points. You get the points from Verstappen and Perez, and you get the points from Charles and Sainz, like combined, don't you, for the constructors? So imagine if you did that. Joe, I quite like, you know. Joe, I do quite like. Seems a bit silly to have 10 mil in the bank, though. You know what I mean? What happens if I do this? Oh, no. Getting Ferrari, 21 mil. Who do I like better? Valtteri. And then... Oh, I can't quite. I can't quite. I could get rid of... I think we go Aston, don't we? Even though it's like the generic pick. Aston's the one. Drivers, them. We either go one big, one small, or two middle of the road. Like, we could Sainz and Joe. Quite like Yuki, you know. Or do I stick with Pierre? Could go Esteban. Ferrari and Red Bull. See, anxious astronaut. I like your thinking. I like your thinking. Gonna remove Charles. Yeah, I like it. We shouldn't all have the same team though. Like, definitely don't copy my team. I'm running on zero knowledge with this. I'm just going on heart and overhead. Perez and maybe Joe? Not terrible, you know. Not terrible, you know. Do I like Aston Martin? Do I like Alfa Romeo that much? Maybe I do double up on Alfa Romeo. I do like Alpine though. I feel like Alpine are gonna have a good season. Okay, let's look at it this way. I think I want to get Lance Stroll in at some point because this seems quite cheap for him. So I need to have at least one driver that I can swap out feasibly for Lance Stroll. Maybe that is Valtteri Bottas, actually. So maybe I have Valtteri Bottas. Valtteri Bottas at some point probably gets switched out for Lance Stroll. Is there any drivers that I could see feasibly having like an incredible start to the season, or not having an incredible start to the season, and like being close in price and could be switched out? So like, I feel like I should go for like Magnussen or I should go for like Albon over De Vries, just because I can always switch out if needs be. So maybe Joe isn't the play, because Joe I can only really switch out for Yuki, Nico, and Logan, and none of those I will probably want at any point. So maybe I go slightly higher and go for two slightly higher drivers. Like 2 middle of the road ones. Maybe I do just get Lando just for the sake of the cash. See, Carlos Sainz is tricky, right? Because if Carlos Sainz doesn't catch fire and I go for Sainz, you can't swap out Sainz for any of these other higher end drivers. Like you can't. If I had, because if you have Charles, then you can swap out. I haven't got any Ferrari drivers in there though. No, I need to have a Ferrari in there, don't I? It's just silly to not have either of the Ferrari drivers in there when we know the top 6 is going to be pretty much these guys guaranteed. And I like having Carlos Sainz in there because he's a little bit more consistent than Charles in terms of like finishing Well, I say that the beginning of last year, that was not the case. I feel like he's adapted. He's adapted now to the 2022 regulations. I like my boy Sainz. I'm doubling down on Sainz. And I'm also... Am I going to go Joe? I think I'm going to go Joe. I think this is it. I think this might be mine, you know. Do I stream / make videos full time? I wish. Absolutely not. If you'd like to make that a reality, pop a membership down below. If I don't pick Lando, I'm unsubscribing. Mate, I can't. I wish that I could. I wish that I could pick Lando Norris, but I just know that I can't. Do you get Aston in early? Because you know that Drugovich is probably going to take the first couple of races. And I can't see Drugovich like making Q3. Is my only thing. Can I see Joe making Q3? Yes. Can I see both Max and Perez making Q3? Yes. Well, Perez. What was Perez's... Do you know what? I've got some stats. I've got some stats somewhere. Oh, no, I deleted last year's stats. I don't have any stats. Damn it. I moved it into a different folder and it's now not on my PC. I like Aston. Stroll won't drive. I can't see Drugovich doing well. Might swap them in once Stroll is back. Yeah, that's what I was just thinking, actually. That's literally just the thought process that I went through. So then I was like, do I fully send the Alfa Romeo? Do I just go all in? Like the man, I've got the chips in front of me, and I've just, there you go, Alfa Romeo. Oh. Who do I think will finish higher, Carlos or Perez? Carlos, I think. To begin with, anyway. And then probably over the course of the season, Perez. But to start with, when Ferrari are still kind of functioning, Carlos. Not picking Lando. Seriously considering my membership. I tried. I didn't try. I tried. I feel like people have just gone for Aston Martin because this price is probably going to go up. Like if this price goes up by a mil, then suddenly I'm priced out of Aston Martin. Or if this price goes up by a bit, I can always trade it out. Am I going to lock that in? Are we happy with that? We've gone very Red Bull Racing. Yeah, I love McLaren as well. I'm a McLaren fan, but I just don't trust them to properly do it. I don't trust them right now to actually give a car that will work. All right, I'm gonna lock this in. DRS boost. Select your driver for the DRS boost. Who do I think is going to win the opening Grand Prix of the season? It would be silly not to go for Max Verstappen, right? Be very, very silly not to go for Max Verstappen. Boom. My team name. Not. If someone else has taken not applicable, I mean. Lovely. Select my country. Oh, God, I've got to put in, like, actual information. Give me a second. United Kingdom, is that? I always put in UK, and then it comes up with Ukraine, and I always worry that I'm going to click that because I'm not from Ukraine. Favorite team, McLaren. Favorite driver, Lando Norris. Shall I go for Pierre Gasly in there? No, we'll go Lando Norris. It's fine. Join McLaren Plus for free. No, that's all right. Yes. Beautiful. Oh, right. I get put into a McLaren league and a Lando Norris league. Excellent. I'm glad that now I can compare myself to all the other McLaren and Lando Norris fans of the world. Right. Next step, we're creating a league. Oh, God. Classic league, you can join only with an invite. Public league, anyone can join, no limits. Public league? We go for that so that people can join as the season goes on. Enter league name, not applicable. F1. Number of teams per user, maximum teams. What does this mean? Oh, right. So you can have multiple teams. Oh, God. Unlimited participants. Do we go... Does anyone know? Do we go classic private league? Or do we go public league? What does that mean? Or do we go head-to-head private league? Compete just against one other player. Anyone fancy just playing against me? Just one-on-one. It's 1v1. Imagine picking this. Head-to-head private league where you just play with one of your mates. Surely you got at least like a couple. Even like if you're like, Mum, can I play with yours just so I've got another entry? I've got another entry in there. All right. My team. Not applicable, JB. Team 1. Beautiful. How do I get a link to a league? Cool. Oh, wait, I have to click this. Create league. There you go, lads. There it is. Can we all see this? Probably not. Should I zoom in a touch? Boom. Invite your friends. I'm going to pop the... in somewhere. I'll pop it in the chat in a sec. League code. Your friends can also join the league by entering this code. P6JEBY8BSO3. Wonderful. Get in there. Come on then. Let's see what your teams are. If people join now and join quickly, I've got about 20 minutes. I think 1 team per person in the league. I didn't really know what that meant. Can I change that? I just went for 3 because it was already selected. it was already there. All right. Let's have a little look. Where is my league? Can I find it? How do I find it? Let me quickly try to find this league. Or do I have to join it myself, even though it's my league? Oh, God. Do I have to join it? Has anyone else joined it? What on earth has happened? Search leagues. Not applicable. Ah, it's me. I don't know how to see how many people are in it. Can I not look at my own league? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. My team. Leagues. Public leagues. Oh, it is there. It is there. It does exist. Whew. Okay. It is there. It's on there. Bada bing, bada boom. Can I give it like a symbol? Like one of these? That'd be nice. But we're in. I've got 1 team. I'm assuming that's me. Hopefully. If not, I'm confused. If not, I'm lost. But I think that's me. And then we've got ourselves a league, ladies and gentlemen. We've got ourselves a league. Link is invalid. Excellent. Excellent. Do we make it? Oh, God. How do I... Do I join it? Enter league code. Oh, just... Search leagues. Not applicable. Ah, there we go. I'm in. And there's 5 teams. Are we there? Oh, wait. Can I not see your teams until it goes in? We should be live. We should be live. We're joined by entering the name. But I'm in now. Cool. We're in. People are in. Loving it. Share the league. Twitter. Hang on. Just in case. I have to like log in. Type a password. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Okay, I'm just going to randomly tweet a link. And I'll sort out like an actual tweet later. So it is also therefore on my Twitter. Oh, I see. So if you have 3 teams, you get 3 entries. Oh, do I want that? Or do I just want people to have 1 team? Maybe I do just want 1 team. But it's too late now, isn't it? Because I've made this league. I don't know if I can delete it. Nah, it'd be fine. It'd be alright, wouldn't it? I reckon. I think we're there. Boom. Team done. Signed, sealed, delivered. A quick look. Okay. This is what I'm going for. This is my team. The team. Do I like it? Max Verstappen, yes. Fernando Alonso, yes. They're guaranteed. They're absolute, like, definite picks right now. Sainz, I like. Joe Bottas. Joe and Bottas. Still seems like a very Alfa Romeo heavy lineup here. But I like Joe more than any of the other drivers that are cheaper than Joe. Do I go Hulkenberg over Joe? Now I'm thinking about it. Do I go Hulkenberg over Joe? Do I like that more? Just a hedge a little bit. Just to not go all in on Alfa Romeo. But then Joe scored points last year in Bahrain. I've changed my mind. Confirm changes. Oh, I see. Apply chips. Should we see what chips we've got? Limitless, wildcard, final fix, autopilot. What does that do? Top scoring driver will automatically get DRS boost. No negative. No negative applied for the entire race week, including qualifying, sprint race, and final race. Extra DRS chip. 3 times. Okay. I am actually going to change Joe for Hulkenberg, though. Because I realised that they're all in on Alfa Romeo. Maybe a little bit silly. Maybe a touch silly. But I like this. I like this setup. I like this team. I'd like to see what your guys' teams are, but it doesn't feel like I can look, which is a shame. Serious doubts that I'm a McLaren fanboy. I am. I just have. They've not given me any faith coming into this season. Oh, there we go. It must be working because there's 17 teams now in this not applicable F1 league. So therefore, I think we are starting to fill up. Should we have one where you can have 3 teams, and we'll have a second one where you can have 1 team? Should we do that? Should we do like not applicable F1 and then like not applicable F1 extreme? Or is that just a bit much? Maybe that's a bit much. Now we'll just go for 3. Most leagues seem to have 3 teams. Why would they offer you 3 teams if you weren't allowed to have 3 teams? You know what I mean? Do I then have to pick another one? Create a new team? Oh, I've got to pick 2 more teams. All right, we're going to rapid fire pick 2 more teams. Rapid fire. Pick 2 more teams. Okay. Here we go. Who do I like? We had Red Bull in the first one, so we're going to go Ferrari and Alfa Romeo. We're going like a proper Ferrari setup. We're going Charles Leclerc over Max Verstappen. We're going Pierre instead of Alonso. We're going K-Mag. We're going Georgie Russell. And we're going Fernando or Esteban. Fernando. Bang. Second team. Locked in? Oh, wait. We can upgrade K-Mag to someone way more expensive. Esteban? Double Alpine? Double up, double in. Let me begin. Triple Alpine. Vive le bleu is what we're going to say for this one. Vive la bleu. Nice. Double up. Charles Leclerc. Team name. Not applicable in French. Well, it's not applicable in French. We'll see. Vive le bleu. Because Charles Leclerc is kind of French. Gasly, Ocon, French. All of this is French. And final team. I guess we go one of each. Mercedes and Haas. I quite like Haas. Double up. L-Dog. Sergio. Joe. Esteban? No, we had Esteban on the other one. Lando. And the VB. Done. Ferrari, are you sure? Man, I'm going all in. And then this one is called not as good as you'd hoped. Lewis. Not applicable. There's nothing, is there? Haas are American, Mercedes are German, Joe's Chinese. I'm witty, I'm interesting, I'm coming up with a great name. Not applicable. 2.0. God, this team is horrible. Oh dear. What have I done? But I feel like we've gone one of each. One Red Bull, one Ferrari, one Mercedes. This one I actually care about. The other 2 exist. I'm glad that we get 3 though. That's quite cool. It's quite a cool concept that you don't just have to go all in on one. I feel like I might change these 2 to something that might resemble something actually useful at some point. But I'm going to lock those in. As I said, we've got our league. Can I show it one more time? Public. Not applicable. No. Join league. Yep. Share league. There it is. Bada bing, bada boom. If not, just search not applicable F1. I'm sure it'll be there. And we're going to have prizes. We're going to have various prizes throughout the season. I'm feeling like summer break is probably a good time to have prizes. End of the season, also, of course, some prizes in there. And we'll see how we do. We'll see how many we can get. Share with your friends. Share with your loved ones. Share with everybody who enjoys Formula One. But I'm going to leave that there because I feel like we're set for the season now. We've done it. Not applicable, JB. Join it. Get involved. And we're going to No, not applicable F1 is the league. Not applicable JB is me. That's who that is. But not applicable F1 is in there. 19 teams. So that's at least 7 people. If we've all got 3 teams, that's at least 7 people. But I imagine people are making their teams as they're watching this because we're getting involved. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you coming by the live stream. We will be lots of content this week and obviously live for qualifying and the race on Saturday and Sunday as well. So I love you. Thank you for joining me and I'll see you very, very soon.